Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more random Dota 2. My name is Negative and let's get cracking. Today we're going to be, I'm playing as Medusa, and I'll be going into the mid lane. I picked Medusa because I just wanted to play a really nasty late game carry, and Medusa certainly is that, if nothing else. So we'll be farming. This will be lots and lots of farming, and yeah, it'll be really interesting. I think that if we can get to the late game, we'll win. But therein lies the question, doesn't it? So we're going to just contest the rune, because why not? Unfortunately, we get ravaged, but, you know, it is what it is. So we'll head into the mid lane, and we'll be going up against a Sand King, of all things. I would have thought that the Venomancer would come mid, as Venomancer's a pretty nasty matchup. Medusa... The thing about Medusa is she's not really a, she doesn't really stomp her lane, she just kind of doesn't lose it, if that makes sense. Now, obviously, if you were good enough, you could win your lane handily. But, yeah, so we're up against Sand King. He'll be, you know, putting a lot of points into Caustic Finale, which is an AoE ability, which is actually a little bit obnoxious to deal with. Got a skill, Mystic Snake, and Mana Shield to begin with. I want to get all my points into these two so that we've got plenty of damage. And right now the Sand King just isn't contesting us, so this is it's kind of cool. I missed that CS, that's not the best. Anyway, Sand King's just there. Let's see if I can deny this range creep. Now, because Mystic Snake is such a low level, it doesn't bounce that many times, and this is one of the things that I learnt during this game, is that, well, firstly, I can't last hit with Medusa, but secondly, it's you need to kind of plan what you're doing with Mystic Snake. You need to make sure that you know how many bounces you got, and you know where what you can get away with. So we're working on a Ring of Aquila. This will just give us a bit of passive mana regen. As you can see, like the AoE of Caustic Finale is quite big. That was clipping me, despite being, you know, a fair distance away. So right now, just tanking a lot of damage with my Mana Shield. I'm not really worried about any ganks. The other lanes kind of have their hands full, and we'll see that in a minute. Anyway, so I got my Bassi. Oh, missing CS. That's alright. We're still we're winning our lane handily. We're doing okay in the lane. Like our job here is to get enough like last hits and stuff. Ooh, wow, that's actually really loud. First blood. What on earth? Turn down game sounds, not music. Let's just turn down everything. Okay, it's just the laning stage right now, and there's not really much happening. And there's really not going to be much happening because we're playing Medusa, which means she takes about, you know, 30 minutes, 35 minutes to really get to where she needs to be. You know, you can't really fight before then. It's a bit hard. Just punch this guy a little bit. You know, possibly could have been a bit more aggressive here and stood up and tried to harass him a bit. The only problem is the Caustic Finale is a bit nasty to deal with. Anyway, we're top of the net worth. We've got good last hits currently. So let's just have a look at the last hits quickly. Yeah, 17 and 5. So we're doing okay.
I'll take your tribute.
We're doing okay. Net worth. And yeah, there's a bit of a build here that I'm following, and we'll see it kind of later. Exactly what I'm going to be doing. Now we've got a Wraith King that's trying to jungle, and obviously that weakens your lanes. And when you're up against, quite strong lanes in Crystal Maiden, Ricky is always disruptive. Venomancer is a bit obnoxious to lane against. All of these heroes make it hard when you've got a jungler. So, got it. So it's going to be rough, and until we get to the stage where I've got enough farm that I can actually start to help, they're just going to have to make do without me, basically. So I'm not going to rotate. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to sit here in the mid lane and farm. So we've got level 6. You notice I didn't skill my ultimate. It's a question of debate when you want to skill your ultimate. Basically, because nobody is in the middle lane. I'm uncontested, which means I'm just farming. So I don't need to skill it quite yet. Start to rotate through the jungle. I've got enough points in mana shield that I can tank these creeps. Got my phase boots. Now, I was trying phase boots this time, and the reason is firstly positioning. The movement speed boost gives you a good ability to reposition your hero, and Medusa's not the most mobile hero. The entire point of the hero is to stand still and just survive. But phase boots allow you to phase through heroes, so there's a positioning element there where you can position yourself so that your ultimate has the most effect, and obviously being able to run away, reposition yourself into fights, chase people down, all of those are nice. I've seen some comments that treads, power treads are really good as well, and I agree with that because it'll allow you to tread switch when you use Mystic Snake, which means that potentially you can end up with more mana than you actually started with. If you tread switch, you cast on Int and then get the snake back on Agi, you actually end up with more mana than what you cast it with, which is pretty funny. Yeah, you can see that 0 and 4, the other lanes are struggling. They're getting a little bit run over, but the Sand King hasn't been middle at all, ever. He's just been running around getting kills. So, this is the trade-off. Right now, they're giving me a lot of space. A lot of space to do whatever I want. And as you can see, Mystic Snake, good ability. I just about straight up kill that nerd. And he comes back, and that's a little bit odd, but whatever. I missed the uphill attack as well. So I bought a Magic Wand here. Magic Wand is a really good item in general. And then you play Medusa, and Magic Wand is absolutely core on this hero. And simply because Medusa, the way Medusa's mana shield works is her survivability isn't just her HP, it's also her mana pool. So if you have a way of not only replenishing your health but your mana, then you are effectively, more survivable than someone who can only replenish their HP pool. And because Wand is, it's restricted on how much you actually get out of it, it's really, really good for Medusa because it gives you extra mana, which means that, that goes into your mana shield, which means you can block more damage. And then you end up with this situation where basically a 400 gold item is worth, a hell of a lot more. It's almost like the survivability you get out of it is almost like, well, not quite, but pretty close to Guardian Griefs. And when you get really low, you get that the boost of armor and that extra regen. That's almost what it's like. Obviously, it's not sustained; it's just a burst. It's almost like a dazzle heal. would be another example. So we'll just rinse through the jungle. Right now I'm working on Dragonlance. Dragonlance is really good for stats. It's going to give us more HP, give us a bit of damage so that we can continue farming. It's the important thing here. We want to farm. Lots and lots of farming. And I think it's a nice in-between item. It's nice and cheap. It's only how much it is. It's not expensive at all. So we'll grab that. It'll give us a bit of extra range, and as I said, some good stats. It's a very efficient item. Very, very good on heroes that like to build stats. And Medusa certainly is one of those because she's all about survivability. She's not a glass cannon. She's an absolute tank. One of the tankiest heroes in the game as well. You think about like durable heroes. Medusa is probably the top of the list. I missed that CS. I knew I was going to miss that too. The way I was moving there, I was moving away from the creeps when it was coming in. Anyway, so I'm still top of the net worth. I'm farming well. The Ricky rocks up. I'm just going to punch him. Hello, Ricky. Hello, Ricky.
Bottom is missing.
Bounty Hunter gets him. Very nice ward placement there by the bounty. He just put that down. So it works out straight away. Pays for itself with a kill. And that was actually our first kill after having been down 7-0. And as you can see, I'm just sitting in the middle lane, farming up. I pick up a point and skill shot here. Split shot, rather. Now, split shot is a really, really good ability. The downside is that it costs you 20% of your damage. Now, Medusa really doesn't deal damage. Not until their late game, anyway. Right now, I don't... like Phantom Assassin. Right, let's compare it to Phantom Assassin or Juggernaut. Juggernaut. I've got both heroes on my team, even Wraith King to some extent. Right, all three of them. Right, Juggernaut's probably the perfect example. Right, level 6 comes. Juggernaut can probably solo kill pretty much anyone on the map because of his ultimate. Right, he presses R and he kills people. Medusa. She doesn't kill anyone. Like, you're not killing anyone with Medusa. I right click for 100 damage, which is nothing in the scheme of things. So you're really about being survivable, and then later on in the game, as you get items, that's when you start to become an actual damage dealer. Now I'm going to pick up another point into split shot. This gives me 3 targets, which is a bit of a considered decision by me, because I was thinking, right, most jungle camps are going to have 3 creeps. We'll grab that, and you'll notice that I haven't skilled my ultimate again, and this is because it only increases the duration. So you could pick up a point of stats for that, and as I said, Medusa's stats is her survivability. And every point in stats, she gets more int, which means bigger mana pool. She gets more strength, which means a bigger health pool. All of which meaning she can tank more damage. So they're pushing in on my tower here. The Juggernaut's around, and I'm thinking, we could probably fight this one. Because the Bounty Hunter's also in the area, so I'm thinking, all right, well, I'll grab some mana and TP in. I'm just pointing out the courier to the Bounty Hunter. It turns out there's 4 mid, and I'm like, well, we can probably go.
Top tower is under attack.
Juggernaut goes for it and fucks it up. He didn't spin straight away. So right now I pop Stone Gates, try and stone some people up, and the Juggernaut is just going to feed. Now I get in a really bad position. I move forward there expecting us to have the advantage, and it just doesn't happen. So I actually feed as well. Really, really not good. If the Juggernaut spins immediately after coming out of Omni there, he doesn't get stunned, and he kills the Crystal Maiden. The Sand King also wastes his Burrow Strike. Potentially, we walk out of that with a 1-for-1 or something. But, that's the reality of it. And this PA was really bad, as you can see. Poor bugger. Yeah, he's got headdress and a Bassi, so he's going Vlad's on Phantom Assassin. I really don't like lifesteal on Phantom Assassin. I think that's beyond. I think that doesn't help what the hero is. Like, it doesn't amp up what PA is supposed to be. Like, she's supposed to blow people up. Lifesteal is like a durability thing, and not even a durability thing, because you got to be attacking people for it to actually work. Anyway, so we'll keep last hitting. We're third on the net worth. We died once, and that was just a mistake. I made a very, very big mistake moving forward there. If I was smart, I would have just stayed still or even backed up to the tower. You know, after I saw the whoever it was die, whoever got dueled, once they died, you know, I think the fight was just over. And when the Jug missed the CM, then it was definitely over. And I get dueled, and I'm like, I'm okay with this. Like, she doesn't deal that much damage. Like, like, my team's right there. She doesn't deal enough damage to go through me. Like, I'm Medusa, for crying out loud. She has to cut through 1200 HP, 11 armor, and 600 mana, which actually counts for 2.6. So that works out to be like, if that's 12, it's like 24, that's like 2800 HP equivalent. It's a lot of HP. And she's definitely not going to do it inside of a duel when she's level 11 or whatever she might be. She's level 10, so it's a level 1 duel. Alright, just farming. There's lots of this in this video, guys. It was a kind of relaxing game, because all throughout it I'm like, shit, we are getting run over right now. But I always knew, I'm Medusa. Medusa, like, you expect to lose the first 30 minutes of the game. You expect. Like, you're not going to win that early game portion. Your strength comes, you know, after kind of 30 minutes, after 40 minutes, after 50 minutes even. Now you can see that in my build, I have core, and it's Skadi, a Talisman of Evasion, and a Divine Rapier. Quick Mystic Snake, we'll grab that. Right now, I'm just going to punch this guy. I'm trying to bait him into dueling me again, as he was dumb enough to do it once, and he's dumb enough to do it twice. I'm like, yeah, you do your thing, dude. Like, knock yourself out. I mean, this is Medusa, you know? Like, there's just no killing here. You know, she would definitely need help there. She would need the Sand King, but I knew that kind of the Sand King and all of that were, you know, off down near the Roche Pit. They're currently killing every one on my team, so I knew that, you know, we're kind of okay. So I'm just going to run here and see if they're going to dive him under tower, and if so, I'll turn on Stone Gaze and hopefully blow someone up. But it doesn't look like they're going to keep chasing, and that's okay. He's TPing out. And basically it's back to farming. So I'm going to rush Skadi here. I feel like just tanking up is the secret here. I don't want damage. I just want to get to the late game. Alright, and if they can't kill you, then, you know, we're in with a shot. So I'm not even halfway there yet, but it's 18 minutes in the game, you know, somewhere around, you know, if you can get Skadi at 25-ish minutes, you know, low 20s, you're doing really well, you'd be happy with that. 25 is okay, 30 is slow, but, you know, manageable. And Skadi on Medusa is just crazy. Her split shot means that she can hit everyone with the movement slow in an AoE, and the amount of... And this guy pops out of invis and he's got barely any health. I'm like, well, I'll just punch you a little bit then. They can't really do much about me because I am so tanky. And I got the PA waiting in the wings as well. Anyway, back to farming. And what was I saying? Yeah, Skadi gives really, really good survivability because it gives you good stats, which means that you have more HP, you have bigger mana pool, and it also gives you a little bit of damage as well as the slow. So it's an amazing item on Medusa. But we've got to farm forever to get there. You see I'm back on the top of the net worth, and that's just because I'm bopping creeps. The poor PA. They're having a rough game. I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to be there anymore, really. I'm going to go over here and bop some creeps. So I knew that, as soon as I show in the lane, I push in the lane, that attracts attention in this MMR bracket, and it is 1k. And, I was like, well, just, there's nothing happening here. I pushed it into the tower. There's 2 heroes there, the Ricky and the Veno. Let's just go somewhere else and bop some more creeps, rotate through the jungle. Just ensure that lanes are pushed and we're keeping our economy rolling. This is the important thing. There's a bit of a fight, a couple of low heroes, so I'm just going to run in here and see if I can help. Because, it's this good news. And this guy's going to walk into me. I'm like, haha, gotcha. So that's 400 gold, and that's... Whoa, that was my chair. This is an old chair, and it keeps... the back of it keeps giving way, so I end up tilting. Anyway, so that's 400 gold. Happy with that. And I've only got another 2200 to go until I've got Skadi. And that'll be really, really good once we've got that. Now I'm just going to take off my jacket really quick. It's a little bit warm in here. Once you get to the later game with Medusa, farming becomes really easy. Because you've got the split shot, and once you've got some items, you deal a little bit of damage. Medusa doesn't really deal damage until she's kind of 6-slotted. That's when she deals damage. But until we get to that stage, we've just got to kind of stick with it and farm the jungle, keep bopping creeps. Right now, let's have a look at our gold per minute. So I'm at 390 gold per minute, which is obviously pretty low. And that's because I can only go so fast. And also, I've got a Juggernaut and a Wraith King and a Phantom Assassin all trying to... Oh, so the bounty dies there. And they're all taking up space on the map and taking up farm that ideally you'd like to be taking as Medusa, but you also need your team as well. Because I'm gonna soak up a lot of damage, but we also need other people in the team, because they're important. They're very important. Without your teammates, it's just you're not gonna win, regardless of what hero you're playing. Farming. If you like bopping creeps, Medusa's a really good hero to play. Check that out. Plus 10 to all stats. It's just crazy the amount of value that gives you. By the time you got Skadi, which is like plus 25, I think, to all stats, it's very, very good. This bounty hunter is just a... He's just a baller with his ward placement. That's the second time. Might even be the third time he's caught out an Envious hero. Place the ward down just as the Envious hero walks by. Anyway, there's lots of heroes in the mid lane, so I don't really want to be there. I'm pretty close to my Skadi. Yeah, the way Mana Shield works is she blocks 60% of damage. So generally speaking, what you do is you'll run out of mana, and then you run out of health. Now, I'm going to show up to this fight because we're all there, and there's no real reason not to. I don't think that they can take the tower. Just going to bop the Ricky one. Just throwing out Mystic Snakes, and There we go. I'll pop my ulti. Try and get in front of this nerd. And as you can see, I attract so much attention. We managed to kill the Venomancer. And you can see the survivability that that wand gives you. We just killed a Ricky, that's fine. And right now is when I make a mistake. I get greedy. I see the CM and I'm like, oh man, the CM's so low. I want to kill that. And then old mate gets dueled. I walk in, which is the wrong decision. And the snake doesn't bounce the CM and I just get completely wrecked. Too many stuns and not enough backup, basically. Too many stuns, not enough backup. You know, and that's just a mistake on my behalf. It's about now that I'm realising that the PA really has nothing. It's got Vlads and Treads at 25 minutes. And I also realised that Sand King's going for a Radiance, which is a little bit weird, but okay.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
You know, and to still have all your tier 2s standing at 25 minutes when you're playing Medusa, I think that that's okay. I think that you're okay with that, to be honest, because Medusa's so slow paced. You can see that I've done nothing but farm for 25 minutes so far, and we're still in the game, despite having, you know, we're being smashed on the scoreboard right now, and you know, we're just trying not to get run over. And so far we've been successful. But, you know, it's just a matter of, can you make it to the point at which the game is, you know, in your favour. Now, they get some good pickoffs there. I think they get the CM. They're still chasing the CM. Yep, Bounty gets them. But they're in a bit of a bad spot. They had to dive pretty deep. And I'm just going to keep farming because I'm Medusa. We're not ready to fight yet. Now, I think that the mistakes that I made were just errors that come from the fact that I'm not used to playing such a slow-paced hero. Like, I want to fight. I play Southeast Asia. Like, I'm aggressive by nature, and right now we're just trying to keep this guy in vision. And that was actually the changes to the stone form, was that it now doesn't slow when you're not looking at them. I was like, I need to slow him. Turns out I didn't actually need to slow him, but gave him my best shot. So I got my Scouty. It's 27 minutes in, so fairly slow timing, and the 2 deaths really didn't help. But you know, we're at the stage where we're starting to get scary. You know, we're on the cusp of being unkillable. And right now I'm like, well, what I want to do is I just want to get to the late game. So I'm going to build a Bloodstone. And you might say, a what? A Bloodstone? Yeah, a Bloodstone. As I said earlier, Medusa's survivability largely comes from her mana shield. And Bloodstone is an item that replenishes your mana very, very fast. It also gives you some HP regen as well, which is quite cool. So it gives you mana regen. It also gives you a bigger mana pool, gives you a bigger health pool. And the last thing is that it doesn't give you any int, which is quite important for heroes like Nyx Assassin, because Nyx burns mana based upon your int. So Bloodstone is a kind of a solution to someone like that, who you know, mana burn for Medusa just hurts. Like the thing, like 1 point of physical damage to Medusa hurts less than 1 point of physical damage to, say, Crystal Maiden, simply because of her mana shield. But if you burn her mana shield away, like 1 point of mana burn also works in the opposite direction, so it's even more effective than it would be against, you know, someone like, I don't know, who's susceptible to mana burn? Wraith King. You burn his mana, he can't use his ulti, but you know, you burn Medusa's mana, she becomes very, very squishy very fast. So anyway, yeah, Bloodstone. Also, Bloodstone replenishes mana based upon the charges, and the way you accumulate charges is you live through fights, which Medusa is very, very, very good at doing. So right now, I just want to get to the stage where I'm unkillable. I feel like if I can just tank every bit of damage they've got to throw at me, then we're going to be in a great spot. Because I can just stand in the front lines, keep punching them, and yeah, do my best to win this game. And we're holding onto our towers, which is also really nice. So I only need another 2,600 gold, and I'll have Bloodstone. And earlier we looked, I was at about 400 gold per minute. Now I'm at 440. So you can see that my farming speed is starting to tick up, and it will continue to increase as I, you know, get more items and I become a little bit more efficient with bop and creeps. So right now I'm just I'm thinking, oh shit, I need TP because they're fighting, and then my TP's on cooldown. I'm like, well, I'm trying to tell my team to back him up because this is the gem, and they give it up without a fight. It's a bit of a shit. If they'd gone in straight away, maybe they help, maybe they don't. As it is, you know, they give up 3 kills and the gem. So that's fairly bad news, because obviously bounty relies on invis, so a gem just counters that hero. Completely counters Ricky as well, in addition to the Legion Commander and the Metamancer, because they all had Shadow Blades. And then lastly the Sand King, because of course Sandstorm, he goes invisible. So losing that gem, not the best news ever. So what we're going to do is farm more creeps. I think that's the solution. We've got a little way to go, and then we'll have it. Really, I'm not worried about them killing me, because I feel like give it your best shot. Right now I'm under tower, and as you can see, like they don't do enough damage. I tank everything they've got. And I know that I'm not getting that. I'm Medusa, I don't chase. I stand in the fight and I tank damage. A little bit like Bristleback, in that you tank damage and you deal damage just by being alive. Right, clicking people. So, yeah, quite happy with that. You know, tank duel, I tank Crystal Maiden stuff, I tank Sand King stuff, and it just doesn't matter. Gets us a kill on the Legion Commander, which is their highest net worth, so that's very, very good. And I'm 600 gold away from Bloodstone. I was really, you'll see how Bloodstone works out this game. Right now, I know that we're outnumbered, and the bounty doesn't track anyone. And I'm like, well, there goes that chase. You know, if he tracks, we get bonus move speed, and it's we can potentially run them down. But
Radiant's
anyway,
bottom tower is under attack.
I'm telling the Wraith King to go and defend bottom. I'm Medusa. I need to farm. I got items to buy. We do lose the bottom tower, but you know, at this stage it's 33 minutes in the game, and my ability to defend high ground is becoming scarier by the minute. Just waiting for this this creep wave to come up the mid lane. Oh, the farm. And I'm just pinging out that there's some people in our jungle. I don't really want to walk in there because I don't have a full mana pool. Whilst I'm survivable, I'm probably not survivable enough to tank 5 in the face without any backup. I'm going to back up here and get some mana so that I can also grab my Bloodstone. Except everyone keeps stealing the courier. It's a bit of a recurring thing in this game. Struggle to get items. So anyway, Bloodstone, and it's a weird item. Like it's not what you would normally see on Medusa. What you would normally see is like Lincoln's, Manta, Butterfly, Skadi. Skadi's the usual thing. Well, I don't like Lincoln's, and I don't like Manta, because I feel like, yes, while you build stat heavy, that doesn't mean that Manta is a good item on Medusa, at least in my 1k MMR opinion. Actually, there was some stats run on one of the subreddits where they were talking about the value of different things. And right now you can see the value of the Skadi. I froze her and I blew up the CM with a what's its face, and I'm just standing in the middle, right clicking people. It's pretty cool. 15 bloodstone charges, no worries. So right now I'm just pointing out that I've got Radiance Burn on me, which is funny because that's the Ricky just burning us down. He bought a Radiance, which is a little bit dumb, to be honest with you. Radiance on Ricky, that's really not good. Like, yeah, sure, you might seem good. You'll be like, yeah, I'll run around, burn people from invis, but it's not that good. Anyway, more farming. Next item, MKB. I want MKB because of the Radiance, because of the Ricky Smoke Cloud. I need to be able to right-click people from where I'm standing. I don't want to have to move, because moving's bad. So I need to get MKB. If I wasn't going MKB here, I would probably just go straight Rapier. Probably. Because I'm incredibly survivable. There's no killing me right now. You've kind of seen it in the fights, is that I walk out at, pretty much full HP. And maybe half my mana pool gone. A quarter of my HP and a full mana pool. Anyway, but I need to be able to deal damage, even though this hero kind of doesn't. But I need to be able to right click people from where I stand. So MKB it is. It'll go through the smoke cloud. It'll go through the Radiance Burn, and also if the Legion or the Ricky want to buy like a Butterfly later on, I can deal with it. Nice pick off there by the Juggernaut, and the bounty cleans up the Crystal Maiden with some really, really good thinking. And I'm trying to ping this guy into not blocking the camp, but he blocks it. Anyway, we're kind of all bottom here, so makes sense to push. I feel we're 2 dead. You can see that we've kind of got to the game where the tides are starting to turn. And if we look at the gold, you can see that at worst it was about 10k, and now it's coming up to about even. And that's because I'm starting to come online. The Juggernaut and the Wraith King, they're both at a stage where they're also starting to deal some damage. Whilst they've both died a lot, that's not the end of the world. Wraith King 16 and the Juggernaut is 18. Unfortunately, the bounty gets dueled, which is not ideal. We lose 2. That's really not good. So I try to TP out, and of course I get bashed. I'm like, what? You're kidding me right now. So I'm like, well, this is not good. And then someone's like, oh, pop your ult, pop your ult. I'm like, oh yeah, of course. That stuns them. They can't chase me. And I just walk away. I got 15 bloodstone charges, because you can see that my mana pool is regenerating at 26.8 per second. And if I take 2.6 damage per mana, that's like, I've got effective regeneration of somewhere in the vicinity of 60 or 70 per second. Which, if you think about this Crystal Maiden just kind of walks into us and, she explodes. And then the old mate walks into us as well, and I'm like, well, okay, this is good. And I'm a little bit low, and I'm like, I don't really want to be standing around here, but, whatever. So I'm just punching everyone, making sure the slow's on everyone. And he's going nowhere. And the PA right now, I have no idea what they're thinking, because it was clear that was the only direction we didn't have covered. So naturally the PA doesn't cover it. I was like, oh man, come on. Think about it. Think about it just a little bit. He does clean him up, but you know, as I said before, Medusa, I don't chase. You know, we don't chase people when we're Medusa. We stand in the way and we tank damage. We tank all the damage. And my role now is kind of to create a bit of space for my team. You know, I'm never going to, you know, get a rampage, I don't think. Again, great ward placement by the bounty hunter. I think this guy kind of just won us the game through his wards. Anytime there was an opportunity to kill the Riki, he made it happen. So right now I'm just telling my team, I'm going bottom, making sure that we defend the high ground. Okay, because I don't care that we're not pushing right now. I care about not losing. Because if we not lose for long enough, we win. Because Medusa. You know, Medusa, out of every hero in the game, Medusa is one of the ones where money has the most effect. She loves money. And money on Medusa goes a long way. Like, if you... Say you had, like, equal net worth Crystal Maiden and equal net worth Medusa. Medusa's going to outcarry the Crystal Maiden. And that's true for pretty much every hero, I would say. You know, there's obviously some notable exceptions like Morphling. You know, there's some other really scary late game carries that are just, you know, when it gets to that stage, it's just like, oh shit, how do we deal with this? And you know, that was the thing that I wanted to keep in my brain the entire time, because, you know, my tendency is always, oh, you know, I feel under pressure. I got to win. I got to beat somebody. You know, we can't let them get back into the game. We can't let them get a lead. And I felt like in this game, it didn't matter. They can get a lead, go for it. Doesn't matter. We're Medusa. We'll just buy a rapier. And that's actually my next item. As right now we're incredibly survivable. You could see how much damage we tanked before. Unfortunately, the Juggernaut's going to die again.
Double damage.
So right now I'm going to run over here and see if we can help. And yeah, we're just going to punch the Riki a bit. And you can see the effect of the Skadi plus track is just incredible. Like, it lets my Wraith thing and my bounty just track them down. And again, I'm going to go top. I'm like, yeah, I'll TP into two heroes. This guy's like, ha, I'm going to kill this Medusa. I'll ult him. I'm like, okay. As you can see, I'm at the stage where I am literally so huge that they can't. I have too much survivability. Right now, I'm trying to find this nerd, and I'm like, where's he gone, man? I guess right, but then he duked to the south, and I knew he had a Shadow Blade, and then he activated it. And I was like, ah, shit. And that's where he got away. So I was like, bugger, we're not getting that. So I'll go back to farming. So much damage. I tanked so much damage. Like, Sand King ult is... Like, that's a serious ultimate, you know? Like, if that hits you, that's a lot of damage. Like, let's have a look. Let's see what it was. So it's a max... So he's got 10 pulses of 110 damage. That's 1,100 damage plus the stun. So... I tanked that, and, like, my HP was here, and my mana was, like, here. I was like... Okay. You know, anybody else that would bring them low, but as you can see, Medusa was just like, yeah, no, this is cool. I'm happy with this. I don't mind at all. This tickles. I like Medusa. She's a little bit disgusting, actually. So right now, I'm like, well, I want to go this way. And then I see someone on the minimap. I'm like, I want to go this way. And then he disappears. And I'm like, oh, I want to go this way. Oh, dear. I just can't find anyone. Anyway, I see the Crystal Maiden. I'm like, I'll get there. And then we see the Riki. I was like, yeah, Riki. And the track just makes it happen. Track is such a strong ability too.
bottom tower has
You know, we're all getting 350 gold per kill. So you see that is 1,300 gold just from that. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So anyway, closing in on my rapier. As I said, rapier's core on Medusa. You can't play a game as Medusa and not buy a rapier. She needs it. She doesn't deal damage otherwise. So right now I'm just going to trigger my ulti, see if I can do some stuff. I freeze him. I freeze the Sand King as well. I'm like, yeah, I'll fight you. Bring it. You can see that she just does nothing to me. And because of, you know, how survivable I am, we're going to take ranks. 45 minutes in the game. As I said, if you don't lose for long enough, you win. And the game just kind of ends here, I think. I'm at the stage where they can't kill me, and they can't kill my team either. So we're happy, you know. I'll go buy my rapier right now. 25 bloodstone charges. It's actually at the stage where the bloodstone is beyond its usefulness, if that makes sense. Like, bloodstone is useful where it can, you know, regenerate at a rate similar to your HP. Right now, the bloodstone is actually regenerating my mana so fast that I end up losing my HP. And obviously, once you run out of HP, you're dead anyway, regardless of how much mana you got. So that's a little bit of a bad thing, but you know, it is what it is. We'll keep blocking 60% of damage incoming if we've got a full mana pool, and that's really good. Right now, the Wraith King has decided that he wants to kill everyone, so I'm okay with that. I'm just going to take racks here. Bit of objective gaming. I thought, you know, I've got a rapier here. I can take buildings really fast. Yeah, I got somewhere in the vicinity of 600 damage when split shot is turned off. And yeah, the game just ends. Like, we're at a stage where we're way too big to handle. 40 mana regen per second. That's disgusting. So anyway, good Medusa game. I enjoyed it. 381 last hits. Right now, I'll build another rapier. Sell the dragon lance. Get more damage. Seriously though, this build plus 2 rapiers. Damn, son. That's a lot of damage. You know, get some BOTs, Moonshard. That's a scary hero. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this random ranked game of Dota 2. I know it was a little bit boring. Medusa game, can't help it. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you around next time.